How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We're talking about my guy, Jonathan Mogbo. He had the first triple-double of any rookie this season, somehow. Yes, it's against these Mickey Mouse March Hornets. Yes, it's my channel, and I can talk about the guys that I like. So we're going to talk about Mogbo, break down his triple-double, do some analysis, and like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying the videos. Mogbo is just a ridiculous offensive rebounder. Only like 6'6", 6'7", but crazy long arms. You can see how jacked he is. He gets off the floor so fast, but his touch isn't the greatest. He misses the shot there, and the Raptors end up not getting the rebound. He's had an interesting rookie season. I think the defensive intensity, the energy has been good. I love Mogbo in transition, and he had 10 assists in this game. He's a very good passing big man, but I think he's more of a wing, but he loves to push in transition. Good job getting to the middle of the floor here. Jamison Battle clears to the corner. Ends up hitting a three right there over a contest. But Mogbo, as we're going to see, is a really good passer against contests, a really good passer from the middle of the floor, but he's also an awesome defensive player. I think that's where he's been best this year, is just creating havoc, disrupting passing lane. Shout out Taj Gibson right there. Just making life really hard for opponents in kind of whatever way he can with his energy and his length and his motor overall. And then he's always going to be in the mix for the offensive boards and cleaning the glass. It's hard not to like his energy. And like I said, the Raptors use him a lot as like a dribble handoff hub. So they'll run a lot of this, like, is this an inbounds play? It was kind of, no, it's not. I mean, this is just zoom action or pistol action, really. Just like hands off here, comes up. He slips back, Battle slips back door here. It's a pretty open window, but still a nice pass by Mogbo right there. Good job seeing the floor. He sees the floor really well from like that middle floor hub position. And I do think that gives him some interesting skill sets for his size. But I do think Mogbo is probably going to have to become an at least respectable shooter. And he wasn't a great shooter this year, but I do like how he's willing to shoot. Good job here, like kind of pass faking here. Ends up confidently taking the three. He's not a great shooter. Wasn't a shooter in college, but he has been willing to take threes, which I guess is the first step for becoming a shooter eventually. Look how they're guarding Mogbo here. They have Yusuf Nurkic on him, geriatric-ass Yusuf Nurkic. They run him off like a stagger right here. Mogbo has acres of space, but just dribbles into and banks in the floater right here. This is a good shot, but these kind of shots have been an issue for Mogbo all season. Just looking at the numbers right here, 36.8% on layups. Not great overall. 29% on driving floaters, 26% on driving layups. Like, really poor touch. 33% on floating jump shots. Just, and overall, his like jump shot frequency, right? Not great from beyond 24 feet, very low percentage, pretty low volume, pretty good right corner three-point shooter, but from everywhere else, just not great. And even 60% in the restricted area is nothing incredibly special to write home about. So definitely going to need to improve there to stick in the league. And he was better there in college. Like, I don't think his touch was ever amazing, but it was pretty solid. Mogbo again, just going to be kind of spaced out right here, and he takes an open three. I like the pass here at the beginning of the play. Definitely probably puts a little too much juice on this ball. A little high, but overall I like the read. But definitely good to see Mogbo using this end of season time just to take threes, to work on his jumper, because that's going to be really important. Like I said, I don't think he's like a center in the league, but you can see, like, even on these drives where obviously he's kind of out of control, maybe not the best decision to just throw up this left-handed floater. Maybe he could have taken another dribble here, but you can see the burst and the quickness. Yes, it's Yusuf Nurkic guarding him in space, I know, but you can still see the explosive first step, how low Mogbo gets to the ground. So there is definitely like plus athletic traits to work with. Grabs the rebound here, and Mogbo is going to go coast to coast, pass it up the floor. Awesome transition player, awesome defense to awesome offense type player. Really fits the Raptors ethos in that way. They rebound, they scrap, they hustle, they play in transition. Maybe not the most polished or refined offensive player in the world, but his feel overall I think is pretty solid. He likes to pass the ball, and he has good vision, especially in that open floor where he can turn defense into offense with his great rebounding. And I do think as he settles in, he's going to end up getting a lot of his buckets like this on cuts and stuff like this. They send two to the ball right here. Scotty Barnes is playing with emoji calendar. Scotty Barnes is playing with a 4-on-3 advantage right here, and he's just going to lob it up to Mogbo, who's so big. And this is like not even the greatest pass in the world. Like, it's kind of out of the area, but Mogbo is just crazy catch radius. He's such an explosive athlete. He's got great length. So the play finishing stuff is going to be there. And great motor right there. Mogbo is just a very like aggressive player, for better and for worse. We've seen some of the for worse, but look at Mogbo defending in transition, getting back, plucking KJ Simpson from behind right here, immediately looks up the floor and throws an outlet pass up to Scotty Barnes to get the offense going. So he's a very positive player in that way, which I do really appreciate. I think he's going to hit this three. Also wanted to say, this Raptors court is beautiful. This is a beautiful, beautiful basketball court. Like the purple here, inside the arc, but outside the paint is like the perfect pop of color with the really nice shade of wood with the Raptors logo and like little details like the spikes right here. Just a beautiful court. Obviously, these Raptors jerseys are really cool. I like these Hornets ones as well. But another example of the kind of shot that I think Mogbo is going to become at least proficient at to stick in the league. Just quick little floater over Nurkic, because he's not going to have the size to go through and dunk on and around a lot of great NBA bigs. Well, he can go through and over bad ones for sure. I think the height is always going to cause some level of offensive limitations. But love seeing Mogbo run the pick and roll here, get an offensive rebound, and put it back up. Like, this is what Mogbo... This is a good one-play summation of the way that they're trusting Mogbo as a primary initiator right here, right? Running a pick and roll. They're obviously going to run drop because it's Yusuf Nurkic of all people. Like, Orlando Robinson pops a three, but then he's going to be able to grab this offensive rebound after the tip and dunk it back in. So a lot of this, like, not necessarily primary stuff. He's a very good complementary player. I think that's going to be what he is at his best, and just such a damn explosive finisher. This is a really good play overall by the Raptors. Again, they're trapping Scotty Barnes on the ball, or at least pressuring him. So instead of getting the ball out to Mogbo, which might be a little tighter, he's going to go Rodin to Mogbo in like a triangle kind of formation right there, trusting his teammates to make the play. And man, these like end of season lineups are absolutely diabolical. Mobo's decision making is definitely not perfect. I do like what he's going for here. Trying to hit Battle on this backdoor cut, but probably would have needed to lead. Let's see how. Battle maybe was close to that, honestly. I don't hate these tight window passes just because when they hit big, right? Like if Mogbo hits this pass, it's a layup. So I think there are risks worth taking generally, but of course you can probably argue he could have reset the play, and he does pick up his dribble early, which is another big thing that I wanted to improve on. Mobo's defense, not as much of it in this game, but really good job sitting down and sliding against a quick guard. That's one of the appeals with Mogbo, right? Always has been just the crazy quick and fluid hips. He can change directions and slide with players. Like, should have a lot of defensive versatility. And again, we see him hitting the ball ahead in transition. Just always looking to make those plays right there. Mogbo here finding a cutter again. Love the way that the Raptors offense schemes up these kind of plays. So they do a really good job, right? They have one cutter slipping through, create space for the second cutter slipping through, and this is a really good pass by Mogbo. Like, there doesn't appear to be a lot of space here, but he's able to see the momentum, see that AJ Lawson is going this way, and Mogbo is going to bounce it to his spot, and then he finishes in traffic right there. Good job overall. AJ Lawson, man, shout out South Carolina legend AJ Lawson. Another like question of not great decision here. It looks like also just kind of like a miscommunication, and it makes sense, right? End of season, a lot of these guys are bench and G League and fringe guys, so it's understandable that there are going to be communication issues. But big floater right here with his left hand. That's a big shot for Mogbo to be hitting as well. I really think like the middle of the floor, because his playmaking and his ability to dunk and get up in traffic should help him be a really good short roll outlet. And again, we see him pushing in transition, but of course that floater is going to be critical, or else teams will just like back off of him and not respect his scoring. And you can see the crazy length here. He's covering two players at once right here. He's got a chance to be a really great nail defender, right? Just sitting in this gap right here, not necessarily standing out on his defender, because he can close that space so fast. Ends up nabbing a steal, and he tosses it behind the back. That's such a fun play. Let's go, Mogbo. He's just showing off against this, like, extremely pathetic Hornets roster. I mean, that's just evergreen at this point. Another pick and roll route from Mogbo. The beginning of this clip got cut off, but Garrett Temple slips out, just making the solid, sound decisions. And I'd say overall in this game, his decision making was pretty solid. And I think it's been okay this year, definitely up and down, but he is a very talented playmaker, and I love seeing him in that role. Definitely not as talented as a creator, right? You'd like to see Mogbo be able to get more of an advantage on KJ Simpson. I'd love to see him keep his handle and continue working him back down because he does have so much more strength and size, but Mogbo picks up and settles for a difficult shot. These kind of end season games, right? They're kind of fake, obviously, because of the players involved, but just because of the roles. Like, Mobo's not going to get the same kind of on-ball leash that he gets in these games, but I think those can also be good for development, right? Like, Mogbo isn't really going to get as much of this opportunity pushing in transition, running pick and rolls next season during the regular season, assuming the Raptors are actually competitive for once. But I really enjoy Mogbo, one of my favorite rookies to watch, even if he's chaotic for better or for worse. But let me know what you think of Mogbo. Like, comment, subscribe would be super helpful, and I appreciate you all. Hope you have a good day.